Hello and welcome to a new video. I just filmed the same clip, but it turned out it was in slow motion. I just came home and it's supposed to start raining. Yeah, it is raining right now. I thought we could do a cozy evening. And by the way, yeah, I'm in my normal own room now in the Netherlands. I also went book shopping a few days ago and I kind of also got books on Vinted and I also got some books from my friends. Also, I just ordered in because I was too lazy and I wanted some food. And the fact that I'm doing this online, even though I have not been eating meat for the last couple of years and just ordered halal fried chicken, shit happens, you know, shit happens. Anyways, I'll change into my comfy clothes and then we'll eat and then I'll do a book haul and then we'll maybe read or watch a movie. I bought myself 1 liter of orange juice. It's the fresh pressed one and I love that. Oh my god, I missed this. I'm in my living room right now. I'm starting some Gilmore Girls. I'm just randomly having Gilmore Girls in the back just for the vibesies. I realized I once did a rant on Insta about the fact that I tend to, even though Gilmore Girls is a more autumnal TV show, I tend to not watch Gilmore Girls in autumn because I am realizing I watch Gilmore Girls more in the summer or spring because I miss autumn, because I miss the vibes. But when it's autumn, I've had enough of Gilmore Girls because I watched it the whole summer. That's happening right now. I am watching like Gilmore Girls sporadically right now. Anyways, halal fried chicken order. We don't do KFC here. My friend's watching this that I normally don't eat chicken or meat. Anyways, my reading update. Let's get into my reading update. I just finished Kindred by Octavia Butler. I had already read like Parable of the Sower by Octavia Butler and had loved it. Only the second book I DNF'd because it just went so much into the religion after a while, the Earthseed religion, that I did not feel connected. It just felt weird for me. But then I put Kindred on my yearly TBR and I directly went to the library and got myself the physical copy of it and I finished it in 2 days. The book itself, it's only 300 pages anyways. The story, I cannot believe that book was written in the 80s. That woman writes such good books. Like her other book is about 2024. Her other fledgling is about black vampires. It's also written in the 90s, or 80s, I'm not sure. But I don't know how she can write like that. And she writes so approachable, and I have no clue why she's so underrated. I hear no one talk about her books, which is really weird. I gave Kindred a 4.25 stars. It's about a woman. She lives in California, and she suddenly one day, she is being transported to Maryland, 1815. So it's a time travel book and she is time traveling to her ancestors. She has to keep sure that her ancestor is born because apparently she has a white person in the ancestors. Yeah, one of them is a slave and one of them is a slave holder. She has to get assured that her grandmother is born. So until then, and the interesting thing is, every single time her ancestor, the white slaveholder, hurts himself or gets in danger of dying, she's being traveled back in time. And every time she herself hurts herself in that time, she gets transported back to the present. And the thing is, the time in the present barely moves. Like it moves like 8 hours or a day, like max a day. But when she's back there, the few minutes are mostly a day or two. Like if it's 8 months, it's 5 years in the past. And they still go through the past. Like the 5 years, it feels like 5 years, but when you come back, it feels like it only has been 8 days. That was sick. Even though that book is very thin, almost 300 pages, I cannot explain, and I don't understand how this author is so good at writing these dystopia, like not even dystopia, science fictions in a way. And I would recommend Octavia Butler to every single person who's into anything, actually. It's a historical fiction, it's fantasy, it has racial commentary, it has kind of like, her other books have kind of dystopian feeling as well, speculative fiction. She has everything a person needs, you know? I had a lot of fun. The only thing that kind of bothered me was that the ending was very abrupt, because the start gives kind of a glimpse into the ending, and we're kind of trying to find out how it came to be what is said in the beginning. In the end, it's just in a page or two, and I'm like, okay, but how? What? Anyways, I should be eating. I'm so freaking hungry right now. I'm gonna be watching Gilmore Girls and eating. Okay, so I ate my food, and let me show you the books I've acquired in the last couple of days. So I have 6 books here. 6, right? My math should be correct. So I'm excited. This is so cool. Anyways, first of all, we have Left of Forever. I read the first book, Savor It. I think I got it as an ARC, as a German ARC, and I loved that book. That book is so good. I love the romance. I loved the people. I loved the coziness. I loved that it was set in Oregon. This is the second book to Savor It. It's kind of a second chance. They're divorced and they're kind of rekindling their love. And that cover, like, this cover is beautiful. This cover is beautiful. My main FOMO was this cover, to be honest. I could have also read it online, but this cover is just beautiful. I hope this is good, because most of the time the next book in this series, because you love the book before so much, you suddenly don't like the next book you actually bought. It's just a waste of money, but we'll see what happens with this one. I got 3 books from the American Book Center. The second book is My Friends by Frederick Bachman. I'm so scared to read this. I have it and I'm like, I do want to start this pretty soon, but I'm scared. I'm very much scared. That's the only thing I can say. I have no clue what this is about. And it's a big cover edition. Like a normal paperback is this, and this is the big paperback. But I did buy it because I thought I have Anxious People in the big floppy paperbacks, so it would not hurt if I had this one in the big paperback. I also have the 3rd book in the Beartown series in big paperback. So I have a man called Ova is a UK edition, so it's smaller and it's not floppy. So they are all different editions. Wonderful. We love to see that. The last book I bought from American Book Center, I bought this from the second-hand part. It's the Davenports. I recently, like 2 or 3 weeks ago, I put this on my TBR and I was so fascinated because it also says it's for the fans of Bridgerton, and I love Bridgerton. So it plays in 1910 Chicago, and there were 2 sisters, one maid and one friend of the sisters, who in the whole series we see their love story. I started this book. I did start it. I'm like 5 chapters into it, even though I know most of the books, most of the interconnected standalone series of romances I read are about different characters in a friendship, you know? But this one, even though it is like that, still in this book, we see all of the POVs of the main characters. One chapter is by the main older sister, the next chapter is the younger sister, the next chapter is a friend, and the next chapter is the maid, and it goes on in the same order every single time. That kind of made me weird out, because I thought the first book would be about Olivia and we would mostly read about Olivia's POV, which would be the most sensible. We'll see. I'm kind of gonna be putting this on a hold. I'm gonna show you in a few seconds, are buddy reading a book for next week with my friend group. So anyways, before I show that though, I then went on to the English bookstore. We have an American bookstore and we have an English bookstore, and my friend works at the English bookstore, so we decided to visit her because we were supposed to go to a movie, The Materialist, which I hated, by the way. Then I was like, I saw this book. This book is also on my 25 books for 2025 list. And I was like, I need to get this book because I went with the idea to get one more book, One Golden Summer, and that was sold out. So I kind of was like, I want to buy more books though. Like, I don't feel like I succeeded in my mission. And I bought Erasing History by Jason Stanley. It's about how fascists rewrite the past to control the future. I love how we're like going from romance to fascists. Very excited. Very thin, by the way. I thought this would be like 500 pages or something like that, or at least 300 pages. I've heard a lot of good things about this author. I think he has more than one. He also has a book called How Fascism Works. I hope to like this. I actually want to start this today. I don't know, I maybe could, because Orientalism is not going, because my friend whom I'm buddy reading it with is not buddy reading it. Then the one vintage find I had, I bought this one before I returned, and I have wanted to read a book by this author, and I did read the first 2 chapters of this book already on my Kindle. I wanted to have her books because when I first read the prologue of this book, I was like, oh my god, I need to have this book. The book is A Woman Is No Man by Etta Frum. It's about 2 different timelines, but I only read the part where in 1990, where I think that's the mom. Yeah, the mom gets married in Palestine and is supposed to move to the US because the person they found is an American. The first prologue, let me read it to you. The prologue starts with, I was born without a voice, one cold, overcast day in Brooklyn, New York. No one ever spoke of my condition. I did not know I was mute until years later, when I opened my mouth to ask for what I wanted and realized no one could hear me. Where I come from, voicelessness is the condition of my gender, as normal as the bosoms on a woman's chest, as necessary as the next generation growing inside her belly. But we will never tell you this, of course. Where I come from, we've learned to conceal our condition. We've been taught to silence ourselves, that our silence will save us. It is only now, many years later, that I know this to be false. Only now, as I read this story, do I feel my voice coming. And that first paragraph, like, I need to read that. And the last book I got, that was from my friend who gifted it to me, and it's The Hunger Games. Would you believe me if I said that I've never read Hunger Games? And I'm a person that's been reading since 4th grade. Like, I have been reading since 4th grade, and how did I not read The Hunger Games? I don't know. But anyways, we'll be buddy reading The Hunger Games with my friends, and I'm supposed to read this whole book until next Sunday. Today is Sunday, which is, I think, very doable for this book. I've never read it, but I heard that it's very fast-paced. I think it's an interesting book, and Suzanne Collins has written this, I think, about the Iraq War. I just wanted rain. And now I'm seeing blue sky. They're not here yet, but I'm seeing them. That's all I will be adding to that. I think I'll just continue watching Gilmore Girls for a while and then maybe read. Guys, I have a problem. I have had a headache for the last couple of days. It keeps on going and coming back. Now I suddenly have it again, even though I did not have it the whole day. So I do not have a migraine. I do not have chronic headache. As since I have a headache, when I'm watching TV show, I tend to look in my phone, so it gets worse. So I think I'm going to be starting Hunger Games now. By the way, the font is huge. See that? It does not look huge on camera, but it's huge. It's been a few hours, and in these few hours, I've done 3 things. Watch BookTube, read a bit, and doom scroll. On TikTok specifically. Also having my 2nd cup of orange juice. An update, I have watched a lot of BookTube, but aside from that, I'm 64 pages into Hunger Games. It is good. The writing is good. It's very approachable, like it's young adult anyways. But the fact that I've watched only the first Hunger Games movie. Like, I'm a more divergent person. I was never really into the Hunger Games. Like I said, I've only watched the first movie and I have never read the books. I've also never read the books of Divergent, but I have loved Divergent because, you know, Theo James. Why wouldn't I? But I still remember the first Hunger Games movie because that's not something you just forget about, you know? It's just the same, but I like how she tells the present and then through seeing someone, she goes back to a memory and tells her about her upbringing. And I love seeing the parallels she puts between like, it is very similar to our current situation. It sounds very similar to the situation. The whole world seems to support a country, have a genocide in another country, you know? It does, like, the living situation in that country that is going through that genocide does sound like this a bit. So I'm guessing that's not the first time US did that. Anyways, I'm having an ambient summer rain video with a garden, how do you call it, view. I actually made myself so many to-do lists. Like, for example, for today, I had take your camera and go on a walk. I did not do that because I had a headache, okay? I'm allowed to do that. I'm allowed to take time off. And also make my book notes. No, not doing that. I should, but I could also do that with people, I think. Because otherwise, when I'm alone at home, I either watch YouTube, Netflix, or read. Yeah, I think I'll read, then doom scroll, then read. Oh, my phone battery's about to die, so that's not very possible. But anyways,